Not too much.
I was wondering what you were bringing. You want me to see if I can borrow a hoist? An electric right antenna.
That's not really my problem. My problem is just it keeps catching right here.
Yeah. I got.
Come on, this way. Come on, Andy.
Almost.
Hey, hurry up. Go in the swamp, dude.
That jack's for Matchbox cars.
I know. It's still 2 ton though, so
yeah.
This thing's only like 3,000 pounds. I think, so.
Yep. Jack brakes, I don't really care. $8 jack at the end.
side the tire's going? It's right there.
It's right there. You want to grab it?
Let me set it up on something so we can get that rim off and stuff.
Okay, so I don't really know a lot about this skid steer. I got it like a year and a half ago, and the guy told me there was a few things wrong with it, but I honestly don't remember what it was. He said that it does run, but I think something was wrong with the drive chain or something inside of here. I've never even tried to start it, so let's go ahead and see if we can even get it started.
We just go like that, and then we can just, then if we just get a hold of it, yank it.
You know what? It's just not moving. That's what it is.
I was gonna say, I feel like
Oh, there it goes.
all the way down would release it.
Yeah, there we go.
That locks the boom up for safety.
Hydraulics are making it so I can't go anymore.
Yeah. It's lifting the machine, isn't it?
Yeah. You gotta crack one of the boom cylinders.
Here, let me just let this down.
Try it now. The other one.
It's slowly going up.
It's going.
Huh?
It's going.
Slowly, but it's going.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. All right. The only problem is I'm not in there now. All right. Here, hold on. I'm gonna hit it with. There you go. Good. Wait. Let me go a little bit more. Should be good. There you go.
This boom has blocks in it, so it can't go down now. So now it's safe and we can get to the engine a lot better, a lot easier. Lots of room to work in here now.
Even more when you go like this. Wow, that is a weird battery, huh?
Yeah, that's a weird. It says Napa, so we should be able to get it at Napa, but it's definitely a weird battery.
It's missing a
It's
cap.
got no caps here. I'm sure that battery is not going to do anything. Pretty sure this is a Yanmar. Yep. Yanmar. Well, that's the injection pump anyways, but...
Here's the model right here.
Oh, it's a John Deere. Huh. John Deere engine, Yanmar injection pump. Weird.
So you probably want to take this.
Yeah.
If this even cranks over with that thing, I'll be amazed. This thing doesn't work.
I wonder if we just jump it right to the one.
Or the motor's locked up.
Or if it's locked up. That's always a thing.
These same dipsticks usually in the same spot. Okay.
No, that turns over.
Alright. I think I was just trying to go the wrong direction.
That really shouldn't matter. Definitely turns over. I think it's just a matter of the solenoid or the starter is just...
Hey, you just cram on it.
not really, something's loose, I think, the battery.
This thing's very hot.
Is it?
This negative terminal. Yeah, smoking. This thing's smoking.
Where is it smoking?
This was smoking.
Huh.
It's very hot.
Seized up. All right.
Definitely some metal shavings, but the flywheel looks alright. This is not totally seized up. Something about it is seized up. Thinking maybe if I can make a partial revolution, maybe it'll free itself up. I don't know. Alright, so I took that starter to a guy that's, luckily he's like 5 minutes away, and he specializes in just starters and alternators and stuff. So I took it to him. He's gonna fix that. So while I'm waiting for that, he might have to order parts. So while I'm waiting, I am going to get these tires situated. I don't know, they're probably all okay, but that one is off. I need to put that one back on. The tire that came off of it's not in great shape, so hopefully it'll hold some air. They don't really have any dry rot or anything, so I'm gonna try to run them for a little while, but I at least want to get them on and inflated so that this thing can kind of move around for now. So you can see this tire is pretty rough, but no dry rot, so hopefully it should hold air. This machine is only like 3,000 pounds, maybe 3,500 at the most. This is not really a machine that I bought to like put to work, but I do have property that's 2 hours away that I want to start doing some work to up in the Adirondacks. So I'm thinking that maybe I can bring it up there and leave it, because then in the winter time I can plow, because the road that we're on is seasonal, so it doesn't get plowed. And the problem is, if you aren't up there all the time and you don't keep plowing it, then you're not going to touch it with a plow. So you need like a machine, like a loader of some sort. So this would be perfect to bring up there and just leave up there for a machine. This would be pretty useless to bring on a job or something, unless like you just really needed a third or fourth skid steer, because I already have the 675B and I already have the Gale, and I also have another one of these that I need to fix up. That'll be in a different video, same exact machine. And then I also have another one, a Komatsu 1026, that I need to fix up. So altogether I have 5 of them. So I'll probably end up selling 1 or 2 of them once they're all fixed up, but I got a lot of fixing ahead of me because they all need a lot of work. This one probably needs the least amount, that's why I'm starting it first. So being that I only paid $1,500 for this, I don't have a whole lot to lose, and I don't mind spending a little money on it because it's going to be in a location that's not going to have a lot of tools, and I'm not going to be there that much, so I want to get it running pretty good to the point where I don't have to worry about it.
Help me. I have to get this started.
You did it. You just picked it up. Do it again.
Help me.
Good job.
Help me. Eagle!
Eagle. That's just a hawk.
No, that is an eagle.
Nah, it's just a hawk.
No, it is an eagle.
Actually, I think that's a raven.
No, it is a hawk. I think it is a hawk. I got it.
So it looks like we got a little leak right here. I've had success once in a while doing this. Okay, so it didn't stop it, but it definitely slowed it down. I think a little tire slime in here or just something like that would probably cure that. Problem is I can't put that in until this thing is mobile, so I'll leave that alone for now. I'll just keep working on one tire at a time. This one might be off the bead, I'm not sure. No, I think we got it. This one's got some dirt stuck right here. Wow, that drastically reduced it. It's still leaking just a little bit. Okay, it's barely leaking now, but I hear another leak. I think I hear a leak on the back side, but you know, looking at these tires, they do have a little bit of dry rot on them. Actually, I can feel a leak right there. I couldn't even hear it, but I can feel it. Yeah, I might be looking at new tires. I mean, they're not that expensive, so it's not that big of a deal, but I don't want to spend any money on it until I know that it works, though. So at least we can deal with these tires for now. So let's put this one on. Sounds weird. Plug, there's a plug, there's a plug, there's a plug.
have a big fat salad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can put that meat in the yeah, I feel like this is gonna explode. I'm gonna How do you know it's back on when it's back on? How will you know when it's back on?
You won't hear any leaking anymore.
Huh?
You won't hear any leaking.
Why don't you get that big glove that's about to...
Nope.
Okay, I gotta walk away. So, should we just do salad and that meat that you cooked last night?
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Look.
No carbs.
Yeah. What's the problem with that? What?
Wouldn't you know it, that's the only tire that holds air. Look at that one after an hour. And that one. Almost completely flat. This one is flat too, it's just in the air right now. So what do you figure, that the only tire that was good was the one that was sitting on the side underneath the bucket, all mangled and deformed. And that's the only one that holds air. What I really need to do is get this thing in the air so I can at least spin the tires so I can put some slime in there. Because I just need to get through this testing and repairing process. I don't want to buy new tires unless I know that this thing is worth it. Because I've never had it started, I've never driven it. I have no idea, it could have a million things wrong with it and I might use it for parts. So here's the other one that I got. And the tires look like they're not flat, but they don't have a lot of tread. I guess they have some tread. I guess if I really have to, I can take these ones and use them. And this is not a 675B, but there's a whole story behind this one. This one's got much more of a story behind it. I'll tell you guys that on the video for this one, but I guess if I really need parts, I could steal them off of this one, but I'm trying to end up with 2 running machines, so I don't really necessarily want to do that. It's not a 675B, it's a 575, and it's not a B either, it's just a 575. All right, so now it's coming back to me what the guy said. He did say that one side was locked up. He thought it was like a bearing in there. I think it's something to do with the chain. You can hear the chain clanking around in there. It's got to be something to do with the chain or the sprocket, because look how much play there is, and the other one's not even moving. Like, it doesn't even try to move at all. And like, look at that, it's locked up solid, and then you can move it like a foot. And then this one, just something's definitely going on with the chain in there. This other side is kind of what you're looking for. At least it's spinning. You can see there's a little bit of play, but there's supposed to be some play. That's the slack in the chain. You're supposed to have some slack. So that seems like it's all right. So I think before I even get this starter installed in here, I don't think there's even any reason to do anything until I start digging into that and finding out what's going on. Because I can start this all I want, but it's not going to move until this is figured out. And now I remember too, when I was trying to drag this on the trailer, one side was spinning, the other side was not. It was locked up. So definitely something inside there. I got to take these 2 wheels off, take the plate on the side off, drain the oil if there is any, and see what's in there. Okay, so I downloaded the manual for this machine, and they say that there's 15 gallons of fluid in this bottom reservoir here. Now that's the same fluid for the hydraulics too. I never understood why they did that. The fluids to run the whole machine go through that chain case there, basically. It's just a giant cavity that has lots of fluid, and then the chain and sprocket is in there with some other parts. And obviously you're going to get some metal shavings in there from the chain and stuff. I think it filters the fluid before it goes to the rest of the system, but still, it just seems kind of silly to have all the fluids going through for the whole machine. You would think that they would have just a separate fluid cavity that was much smaller for the chain, and then the hydraulics would be separate, but that's not how it is. So I need to drain all the fluids out of here, if there even is any fluids in here. I can see that it's been leaking, so I don't see any drips, but in order to take this panel off without fluid going everywhere, I'm going to try to drain the fluid out of here first. There's a little plug right here. There's one over there too, but all you need to do is get to one of them, so I'll get to this one right here and try to hopefully get it into some sort of container. It's not easy. And that's just a 3/4 square drive. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this several times because there's a lot of fluid in there. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that it's got nice, clean looking fluid. It's got no water in it. That's very surprising. I wish I would have started with a clean container because I probably would have saved this fluid. But I guess I could filter it out if I really wanted to. I should put it in a couple 5-gallon buckets and then filter it. Because it's like, you know, $180 worth of fluid. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think it's worth doing that. I'm going to put it in some buckets. Okay, so right away I see some problems. This chain is not even connected to anything. I can't pull either end, but somehow, okay, so I feel the other end of it. There's the other end right there. See, it broke. Okay, I got that end off.
Wait, can I touch it?
No.
Well, you have to do it. Hold it off.
All right, Alright, so I was feeling around in there and all the sprockets feel good except for the front one. I can't feel that, it's too far up. And there's a big chunk of steel right here that you can't get through to put your hand there. The back one, you can put your hand all the way up to it, and I spun it around a bunch of times and there's no missing teeth, which is good because the back one is hard to get to because you got to take the fuel tank out to get to it. The front sprocket, I wish you could just get to it from here, but at least you don't have to take the fuel tank out. You just have to take that plate off right there. But in order to take that plate off, you got to take all this linkage off. So that's like a tomorrow thing, and we'll get into that. And I'm gonna need to get into there to inspect that sprocket as well as the bearing, and to put a new chain or fix this chain and put it back on. I don't know really what happened so far. Kind of appears like it was just a broken chain, but I don't really know. That is the master link because there's a cotter pin right there. So maybe the other side had a cotter pin and it broke or something. So maybe we'll get lucky and all we need is a new master link. But I don't know. But the front one is not coming off. I can't get it off. So I'm sure that somewheres in the reservoir down here there's going to be some pieces to the master link, but I'll probably never find them. And I probably don't really need to worry about it because all the metals fall down to the bottom and the fluids get sucked up from the top to feed the rest of the hydraulics, so it's not really a big deal. So there's probably a lot of other metal down at the bottom too, and I don't think it's really going to matter. So in the meantime, I'm going to at least order a master link and get that on the way just in case that's the only problem. Because if the chain was broken somewhere else, then I'd need a new chain, but since it's just on a master link, I think I just need a new master link. And I actually might be able to just buy that locally, but I don't know yet, so I'll check. What, you got like 20 pounds in there? This tire was leaking everywhere around the rim. We put some of that slime in there. It just sort of kept spinning this thing around and it's not leaking anymore.
That went in the wood. This one actually has a plug in it right there.
Yeah, the one that I put the tire on yesterday, it had like 10 plugs in it. Some of them were in the sidewall too. I think what we really need to do with this thing is go like this. Just keep going like this and let it...
I want to put air in it before you go and do that.
Yeah. Just because when it bounces off the ground, that's when it really splatters the stuff everywhere. Yeah. That's what'll really get that stuff moving around.
It's like when you're flipping a table. By gum, I think it worked.
Look at that. Already no leaks on this side. What's it been, a minute?
About it.
There's no leaks.
The only problem with this stuff is it wears out over time, so you gotta keep applying it.
Oh. Well, like I said, this is just
Permanent
temporary.
fix. Yeah.
I just want to make sure this machine is worth it. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll gladly buy tires for it as soon as it's worth it.
15-inch.
Yeah, I already looked. They're like $120 a piece. It's not a big deal.
That's not crazy bad.
No. I wouldn't mind having a little wider of a tire if I could find different rims. But at the same time, if I want to use it for snow pushing, then
The thinner tire is better, way better.
yeah. For snow plowing up north, you don't want a plow. You want a bucket.
Yeah.
Because that's why you need a machine like that, and that's why you can't use a plow.
Right, yeah, because you want to scoop it up and dump it in the pile.
No, because unless you live up there and you plow every day, that snow is going to be accumulating for months, and it's going to thaw out and then freeze again and thaw out and freeze, and it's going to be hard as a rock. Yeah. And you can't touch that with a snow plow. That is amazing. Alright, so see that chain is all bound up in there? That's why I wouldn't move. That's why I can't get the chain out. Go anymore? Alright, hold on. There's one tooth that's like it's skipped, so it's binding itself up. So what I need to do is take the chain off all the way to there. There we go. Alright, try going backwards now. There we go. Alright, Pull the chain as you're going backwards. You can probably just use the chain to pull it. Alright, hang on 1 second. Don't move anything for a second. Okay, I see what it is. It just bunches itself up here. Hold on. Try it slowly. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Oh, I see. It skipped another tooth. Yeah, just go back. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now, yep. Go ahead, you should be able to bring it right out. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we'll have to clean that chain off pretty good because there's a lot of dirt on it.
That's why
At least I can.
in there.
At least I
Looks
can.
like this guy is coming off too.
Well, that's part of the master link.
Oh,
See
I
how it's
gotcha.
got a cotter pin hole right there? That's part of the master link. So I don't know if it was just so loose that it got bound up and then it kind of kinked itself and then it broke that. I'm assuming that's probably what it was. It's probably just so loose. So all I need to do is find a new master link, which that looks like a number right there. It looks like a 60. I think it's a number 60. So I should be able to just go to like a small engine place and get a master link for that. That sprocket looks...
Sprocket looks clean.
Yeah, you want to spin the sprocket around? It looks pretty good though.
I'm gonna go slow.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that sprocket. Yep. We're good. All we need is a master link. Just put that back together, tighten it up. Good to go. See if it's getting fuel to the pump.
Why are you tying that? Are you tying that, Daddy?
You flick that key on for just a second. Yep. Okay. Plenty of fuel. I think that's why there's two big hydraulic filters too. Napa $11.99.
That'll go to positive. Okay, that did something. Oh God. Yeah, we're gonna vacuum that out, 'cause that's nasty. That's good. We're not putting it on yet.
That's one hydraulic filter. This is the bigger one here. It's pretty big. One might be on the intake and one might be on the return. I don't know. I'm not sure. The fluid in this machine seemed really good. There was no signs of anything wrong with it at all. No signs of water, no signs of rust, no signs of smell. But you never know, that could actually be bad. That could actually mean that somebody changed it just before I bought it. So that's never a telltale sign. That's weird. It never seems like it wants to fit right in there. It's just like not working. I don't know what the deal with that is.
It's the same width as the actual filter itself.
Well, I'm putting the old one back in. If it leaks, it'll be external and I'll see it. That fits. That fits.
On the bottom, going forward. I've hit a brick wall.
I think
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there you go. Alright, hold on.
Yep.
Back it off. You know, it almost seems like if you feed the chain through the bottom, I'll spin it around to the top and then feed it back to you. And then you can go around the top of the other one, and then we'll meet at the bottom. Alright, just gotta try not to get my finger in there. Can you spin that backwards?
Mm-hmm.
That's forward.
Okay.
Alright,
I'm just trying to keep this chain flat.
yeah.
Weird. You definitely don't give you a lot of space if you're in here.
Alright, hang on. Should be coming out the top somewhere there. Alright. Alright, we're good.
That's a lot of cramp on the hands, laddie.
Maybe we should listen to the manual and put that stupid wire on here, but we got it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
That's why they wanted you to have the wire, so you didn't have to stick your hand in it. I'm gonna lift the back end up first.
That's all we needed.
Let me get that stuff off of there.
Oh yeah, it's right there. That's cool. Alright, that's right where we want it. Try to spin that front sprocket just a little bit, just to give me. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay, got it. Man, that's, I don't know, it might almost be too tight. No, it's got an inch and a half of play or so. There we go. I don't think I'm gonna mess with the tensioner. think we're gonna put it back together, and I can tension it if I need to with it back together. I think what I'm going to do is put these bolts loose, and then I got to put some material around them to seal them up.
Seal them up.
Here's this little skinny one too.
Why is any old machine look so like?
Alright, so I got this starter back. This guy that I bring this to always has these done within less than 24 hours. He always has the parts. I brought at least a dozen starters and a couple alternators to him, and he's always had the parts. It's always back within a day. And it's always cheaper than going out and buying a new one. And it's probably better quality because he really goes through it. Those of you near Greene County, New York, you probably know who I'm talking about. Probably.
Come out here.
Okay.
I'm down here.
No, that's not how it works, my dude.
Yes.
many things. There's no seat.
Assuming positions.
Assuming position. Hopefully this thing isn't like the other one and wants to go forward.
Well, we're all up off the ground, so it shouldn't matter. Let's do the first start.
And 3, 2, 1.
No ether. Like
Gotta love them Yanmars, baby!
6 revolutions. Okay, you know what? There's a thing back here.
Oh god.
There's a they got to shut it off. There's like a wire that you got to
thing?
pull. Yeah, you got to pull or push that or something.
That's the remember the thing that messed up on your other one?
Yeah,
that's
it's the fuel shutoff solenoid. Let's try that again. Just try starting it and then try pulling that thing. See what it does. Pushing it that does it. Man, that's rigged up, huh? Yeah, the fan's rubbing on something here. Seems like it's rubbing on.
Well, when I pushed this forward, it didn't do nothing.
Oh, I see. It's just rubbing right on the top of the radiator. It just needs to be bent up. You know what it is? That does really run pretty well. We got to fix that fuel shutoff solenoid. That's going to be annoying because that's behind the seat. Alright, so that was kind of exciting to get it started so quickly like that. So we still have some other problems to work on. Here's our fuel shutoff solenoid right here. Somebody actually took it off. I'm assuming because it didn't work, they just took it off. It's supposed to go right there. And they just used one of the holes to mount it to put this wire through, and then you just kind of push and pull it to start and stop it. So those fuel shutoff solenoids are pretty universal for these skid steers. They work on a lot of them. It's the same one on my 675B, which is like the bigger version of this. And I also have one on that other skid steer over in the field there. That appears to be in good condition, so I think I'm going to steal that one and put it in here for now, and then we'll replace that. That way I'm not waiting for it in the mail. The other problem I have, the steering works great, the drive works great. I mean, I don't have it on tires yet, but everything appears to be working good. I think that this is a little bit too tight though, so I think we're gonna have to loosen that up. That's probably why that master link broke, so I don't want to drive it too much until I get that situated. Because there should be a little bit of a lash in there like this one has. And this one probably needs to be tightened up because you can hear it clanking around pretty good. So there's supposed to be some lash in it, but I don't think it's supposed to be that much. So I'll have to read the manual and see how we can measure that amount of lash in there. The other thing that I need to do, and I'm going to try to do it in this video, is this pedal for the boom isn't really working. So it's probably hard to see, but you can see that when I move the linkage, the plate that it's mounted to moves too, and there's a bolt in there. It appears to just be loose. Maybe I can just tighten it up. There's supposed to be another bolt underneath of it though, so hopefully I can put one in there. Hopefully it's not like stripped out or something. And right now the bucket works with this pedal. Works good actually. This one doesn't work at all. The boom's not moving at all. Alright, so after a lot of searching around, I finally found where this is located. It's on the right side of the skid steer. Right down there, that's where the valve is. And there was about 6 inches of grass in there from mice and stuff, and I couldn't see it. So the linkage is coming out of the manifold spool there. And it wasn't moving at all. It was totally seized up. So I took a long bar and a hammer and I got it freed up one way, and then it wouldn't move the other way, and I just kept going at it and really slamming it, and I finally got it both ways. So now it should work. So there's another plate over here just like the one that was over here that I just tightened up, and this one's also missing a bolt, and it also needs to be tightened up. So I think I can get this linkage a lot tighter if I just do that, because there's still a lot of slop. The problem is this one's really hard to get to. It's not easy at all to work in here. There's just no room to put your hands anywhere. It'd be a lot easier if I didn't have this thing right here, which is for the steering. This is like a strut, like a shock absorber type of thing, and it adjusts the steering. Like if it drives by itself a little bit, you can adjust that. But you know, just out of curiosity, let me just see if it fully functions now, because I'm just trying to get all the basic needs. We can tighten up slop later. So that's just some of the mouse nest I found in there. It was totally covering up those valves, that's why I couldn't see them. And the hydraulics are spongy in this, but that's because I haven't let the boom all the way down, and we drained the whole hydraulic system, so there's still some air in it. It needs to work out, and we probably need to add some fluid too. So you could see when I push the lever, it bounced back and forth a little bit. That's because there's air in the system right now. So, but I'm really happy that I at least got that freed up. And it's still a little bit like resistive, but I'm sure the more I work it, the easier it'll get. And I found out that the parking brake does work. That engages nicely. The next thing we need to do is work on that fuel shutoff solenoid, because that's really annoying. Especially if you got a seat here, you got to reach behind the seat for this thing. That's stupid. I mean, I don't mind a manual fuel shutoff solenoid, something with a lever on it, because they'll never fail. But I can't have it being just a wire there, especially because if you push too hard on it, that wire will bend and then you're out of luck and you can't shut it off. Unless you reach back there with your hands and shut it off. It's really hard to get to the fuel shutoff solenoid on these machines. It was the same thing on my 675B. There was no plate that you could take off here. I don't know why. That would be ridiculously simple for them to just make a bolt-on plate right there, but for some reason they didn't. So what I ended up doing on that one was just cutting out a big square, and it never really affected anything, so I didn't even put it back. So I may have to do the same thing on this, because it's really hard to reach the fuel shutoff solenoid. And you could make it somewhat easier by taking this filter out, and also you can make it really easy by taking this out, but I just put hydraulic fluid in here and I just put this filter in here, so it's kind of stupid. But one way or the other, tomorrow I'm going to work on getting this fuel shutoff solenoid working, hopefully. Take it off the other machine, and then we can hook this up to a bucket and see what it does. And the cool thing is, the fuel gauge works, and the hour meter works, and bonus, the lights even work. We did get all 4 tires to stop leaking, so that's wonderful. So that solenoid that I need is way back right there. See that little boot right there? Not easy to get to. There's 2 bolts that hold it on, and then there's a electrical clip right there. Let's see, where is it? Right there. Front and center on the screen. And then there's going to be the linkage right there to get to. So that's it. One wire on it is to pull, one wire is to hold, and the other is the ground. And it's got some water in it, so I'm sure I need to put some oil in there to free it up. They had a spring on this one too, which I don't think is supposed to have, but we could put one on the other machine if we need to. So before I go hooking it up on this machine, let me make sure that the circuit works, which there's a connector for. Oh, you know what? I think you do have to try to start it. Try it again. Hold on. Huh. All right, try to start it. Try it again. Huh. Okay, so we're gonna test this thing out real quick. So, the white should be the ground. I think the black is to start. Yep. And that draws a lot of amps. Heats up real quick. And then pretty much as soon as you start it, you can take the black off and the red holds it. So let's just test that. So black is the start, put the red on, take this off, it's holding, let go, and it lets go. Let's try that again like this. Man, this wire gets really hot, the black one. Draws a lot of amps. Black to start it, red on, black off, holding, 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 let off the red, and it lets off. So that works. Yep. Look at that. I'm gonna put a little grease in there. So, yeah, that moves so much easier now. Get all that excess water out. I did order a new one of these, but it won't be coming in until sometime next week, so that's why I wanted to steal it off the other machine.
I haven't seen grease in like ever. Yeah.
Alright, so on this circuit, this fuel shutoff solenoid, the hold circuit is working, but there's no power to the start circuit. So what I'm going to do is run a power lead from the starter, so when the starter is engaged, that will be on, and as soon as you let off the starter, the hold will take over and hold it. There's this wire right here that goes over suspiciously to the starter that's not connected anymore, so I'm thinking that maybe they had it like this to start with. But it's white, so this one should have been the ground, which I still need to put a ground on there too, because there is no ground right now. A lot of these fuel shutoff solenoids don't have the ground going into the clip. They have a separate ground that goes beyond the clip or around the clip and goes right to somewhere on the engine. So we gotta still hook up a ground, and we gotta hook up that starter power. Try to start it. There you go. Yep.
Is it working?
Yeah, but it's letting go now. I don't know why it's letting go. When you turn it over to start, don't turn it all the way off. It was holding, but now it's not for some reason.
Can we just keep holding it on start?
No, let go of the start, but just don't turn the key all the way off. Yeah, I don't know why it lets go.
I'm just letting go of the key.
Yeah.
Back to the on position.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. It kind of holds it, but not really. Try it again. Huh. Okay, now it's holding.
And then when I turn the key off, does it let go?
No. Well, there it goes. It takes a second, I guess. Alright, try it again. Huh, it's like a hit or miss. I don't know, it didn't do it that time. Try it again. It just turns right off. Try it again. Huh. It's not holding. I don't want to put this thing in here if it's not holding. It's too much of a pain in the butt to get in there. But at the same time, I guess it's nice to know that the one on the other machine didn't work. So, I mean, that's probably why I wasn't getting any fuel. It wants to start, but it doesn't want to hold. All right, why don't you try to start it?
Okay.
And then let go of the key. Now it works.
Can you turn it off and see if it...
Yep, turn it off. Yeah, it takes a second when you turn it off, but it does turn off. Let's try it again. Oh, that time it didn't do it. Try it again. No, it's just lets go as soon as you let go of it. Huh. Yeah, I just don't understand it. It works sometimes and not other times. Okay. Wait a minute, it's holding right now. You know, I wonder if you have to turn it over for long enough. Maybe that's what it is. If you only click it on and off, it doesn't go back far enough to actually hold. It's holding right now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. It should release. Did it release?
Yep.
Okay.
No, it let go that time too. Here. But if I push it, it works. Okay, turn the key on. Push it, and it works. Actually, it holds quite a bit. It holds really good. All right, let go. All right, turn it on. Yeah, it works every time when you do this. But it's like when you pull it, if it doesn't go back far enough, it doesn't lock.
Did you clean
Turn-
the grease and stuff off of
Yeah.
that?
Did I clean the grease?
Yeah. All that stuff, maybe that's making it stick.
Yeah, I guess it's worth a try. Just turn it on again, let me see. Yeah, it holds every time when you push it manually. I don't understand this. All right, I'm gonna take it apart then. All right, so we just realized that there is no bolts connecting the hydraulic pump to the flywheel housing here. So I'm checking to make sure that there's even a hole there. Hopefully there's not a broken stud in there, which actually feels like there's a broken stud in there. This one too. There's definitely something in there that's solid. I think the bolt sheared right off of this. Wow, that's a big project. Man, that's not good. That seems like we either gotta pull the motor or we gotta pull these pumps. Wow, what a job that is.
Oh my God. After I just put all that fluid in there.
I can feel there's a hole, but there's something about a 1/16 of an inch inside of the hole, which definitely feels like a broken bolt to me. Or maybe it was a stud. There's no way I'm getting that out without taking this pump off. Same thing with this. I can feel the hole, but about a 1/16 off, something definitely solid in there. Alright, so I wanted to take it a little further with this skid steer to end this video. I wanted to get a bunch more things taken care of, but being that we're kind of stopped because of that pump situation, I'm also going to stop with everything else. I just pressure washed everything out, so it's a little bit easier to work on soon. And I took the fuel shutoff solenoid out because I don't think it's really working right, so we're going to wait till the new one comes in and put that in. So I'm going to go ahead and test this out, put the bucket on it, and just see if it can take a couple scoops. I don't want to run it too much though because of that pump the way it is. I honestly think that the guy who had it before me probably ran it for years like that, but I don't want to take a chance. I also want to see if you guys have any input on that. Maybe somebody else has had this machine and had this problem, or a similar machine and a similar problem. I went over to the other machine that I have, the twin to this, and the pump on that has one ear broken off, and then there's one bolt in it, so there's only one bolt that's holding it down. So that pump pretty much needs to be replaced because the ear's broken off, or something needs to be figured out with it. So I have a feeling that this is probably a common problem with this machine, or maybe with that pump, or maybe with the pump and engine combination or something. So let me know what you guys think about that, because it almost seems like you could just kind of run it the way it is. It's a lot of work. It's probably a day or a day and a half of work to get that pump out and then try to extract those bolts or what's left of them and then put it back together. It seems like a lot of work to do that. So it kind of seems like you might not need to, because the pump is sitting there and it's not really going anywhere. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But in the meantime, I'm going to run this. One more thing I wanted to mention before I do that is I was going to grease up everything, and none of these pins have a grease point on them. I don't know what they were thinking. This is only like 3/4 of an inch of a pin, which is like really small. But there's no grease fittings on any of these fittings at all. The only one that has a grease fitting is on this cylinder right here, and on this end of the cylinder there's a grease fitting. There's none on there, or the locks, or here, 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 there. There's no grease fittings on any of that. I have no idea why, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do other than take out the pins and grease them up and put them back in. I don't know why they would do that. There's got to be some reason or some method to being able to deal with that. I can't imagine that this is such a homeowner machine that you just never are supposed to use it, and they just figure that you won't use it, so you don't need to grease it. I don't know. Obviously this isn't like a professional machine that you bring on a job or anything, but even around the house you'd still want to grease it up. So in the next video I'm probably going to end up taking out every single pin and greasing them up, putting them back in. But anyways, enough about that. Let's run this thing. I want to get the air out of the hydraulics and just see what it's got. See if it can even go into a pile and scoop up a load of dirt. so we did a lot of work to this machine, but we got a lot of work still left to do. But we know that it's worth it now because it's functional. Pretty sure I mentioned before that I don't have a lot of use for this machine other than to bring it to my property up in the Adirondacks and just leave it up there as like a snowplow machine, and just maybe moving around a little bit of stone here and there, and maybe clearing a couple trails and stuff like that, just real light stuff. Just having machines that have alternators are good up there too, because if you ever get into a bind where something is dead, just having other vehicles that can start and jump other vehicles is good, because it's a long ways from the nearest town and there's not a lot of neighbors, so you can get yourself in a bind pretty quick. I do think that if you had nothing else, this would definitely do something. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it'll definitely do something for you. Especially if all you have is like a mini excavator, then this would kind of complement that, and it would do something for you. My 675B is a lot stronger. I think that machine is around 4,500 pounds or so. This one is about 3,400 pounds. The lift capacity is, I think it's rated for 1,200 pounds, but they rate these machines a lot different than track machines. So if it says that it's rated for 1,200 pounds, then you can probably only pick up like 1,800 pounds would be the breakout force, something like that. Whereas if you had a track machine, I think the breakout force is more like double or even more. And then of course the tipping point is going to be a lot less on these machines versus a track machine, because the tracks just make them a lot heavier, so your tipping point is a lot higher. So I think the tipping capacity on this is like twice what it's rated for, whereas with a tracked machine it would be 33%. So whatever the rated load is, you'd be able to go 3 times that without tipping over, and then it's even more for the breakout force. I just know that 1,200 pounds is actually reasonable for this machine to be able to pick up. That's the rated load, and you can pick up more than that. So I think that's pretty reasonable for this size machine, because like my dad's tractor is somewhere around 5,000 pounds and it can only pick up 1,200 pounds, and that is the breakout force. That's the max that you can pick up, and the tipping load and the breakout force are not any higher than that. So this being at 3,400 pounds can pick up quite a bit more than a 5,000 pound tractor. So in that sense, it is a nice little machine if you have nothing else. Skid steers are a pain though, especially the smaller ones, because getting in and out of them takes a toll on your body. It doesn't really for me, but for a lot of other people it does. The tires are holding air, that's good. I never would have thought that one would hold air. That one that I had trouble putting on, never would have thought that that would hold air. But they all hold air. They haven't lost a pound in them. We checked them. We let them sit overnight. We put 60 pounds in. We let them sit overnight, and not a pound less than 60 did they have in the morning. So those tires should work for a while. One thing I did notice when I was running it, I was going into the pile and picking up the dirt and stuff, and on my way back after doing that, I noticed that this cylinder is leaking right out of here. So I think we got a rod seal that's bad there, so I'm gonna have to rebuild that. There's plenty of things to do on the next video, maybe even 2 more videos on this, I don't know. But I also want to get that other skid steer going, the same one, and that one might be a little bit more in depth. I think it's got a blown motor, but we'll find that out pretty soon. I don't really have time to do a lot of this right now, but at the same time, I'm trying to fix stuff up so that I can get stuff cleaned up, because I got a lot of junk laying around from going from my old house to here. So there's just a lot of stuff that I need to clean up, and getting stuff working really helps with that, so you don't have dead machines everywhere like that one that I need to bring down and do something with it, so it's not like just a big eyesore. So let me know what you guys think about these pins that are not greasable, and let me know what you think about the pump, which is not mounted really. Let me know what you guys think about that. Should I just keep running it like that, or should I take those pins out and grease them up, or is there some other way that I can do that? I don't see how there would be, but that's it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you on another one.